Hi guys, how are you? This one Titanium, founder of Investing MMT and the co-founder of Pure MMT for the 100% Beyond the Memes, along with my friend Edward Delzio, who is the author of the National Debit, a must-have book for anyone who wants to understand the monetary system and macroeconomics. I also run a Patreon page at patreon.com/mindthisone. Come on down for $5 a month. You can join us, and I can teach you how to understand modern money, macroeconomics, how to apply it into the real world, and how to apply it into investing. In these past videos, I've been talking about Bitcoin, and as you've seen, since late mid December, I've been saying that there's an Eiffel Tower pattern that the currency, the cryptocurrency, is going to drop. And it's going to be significant, and as you can see, that is exactly what has happened since. Let's take a look at it. There it is. That's the Eiffel Tower pattern, and you know, it went as low as 10,000. I'm sorry, 9,000. 100, 200, or something like that. And we traded it in the chat room, and made some money off of it, which is very nice. So now, where are we going to go from here? Before we continue, if you didn't see my video back on Christmas Day, you should go back and take a look at it. Price was all the way at the top, and I was predicting that not predicting, but forecasting that the price is going to fall significantly. And then, if you didn't see that one, then you should also go see this one, which is when I predicted that the next stop for Bitcoin was 10,000 and then 5,000. Okay, go back and take a look at those videos, see how my calls were, and you'll see they were pretty much spot on. So let's take a look at Bitcoin now, and what we're going to do is we're going to try to figure out where price is going next. Because we came down to 9,000, as I said before, we bounced, and this is what I want you to see. This is important. If you go to Google Trends and you type in Bitcoin, you're going to see that on December 17th, the searches for Bitcoin on Google peaked. Okay, and then if you go back to the chart, you're also going to see the same date. Which is at the bottom. Okay, December 17th is when Bitcoin peaked, and ever since then, you've seen that interest for Bitcoin on Google has collapsed, as has the price. Now, why did I go and take a look at Google Trends? Because this Bitcoin, that's not a coin, has no fundamentals. It's essentially worth nothing. And people who give me the argument, well, the blockchain. Yeah, but Bitcoin is not the blockchain. You're not buying the blockchain. It's like saying, I'm buying internet. You cannot buy internet. You can buy internet stocks, but you're not buying internet. Right? So it's the same thing with this blockchain. Everybody's like, I'm buying blockchain. No, you're not. No, you're not. There's no fundamentals. So because there are no revenue or earnings growth or anything to analyze other than so-called scarcity, I want you to go to this website where it's a coin schedule, right? And it shows you all the ICOs. ICO is initial coin offering. All these coins that are coming online. Everybody and their mom is making a coin now. This is hyperinflation of coins. They're scarce. It's kind of like an airline that's a low-cost carrier that calls themselves a low-cost carrier, but they're not low-cost carrier, right? Because you're paying for everything. So at the end of the day, you're a high-cost carrier. But people, for some reason, fall for this shit. They say, oh, it's a low-cost carrier. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go fly them. And then you have to pay for your seat, and which seat you want to sit. You have to pay for blankets, for pillows, for extra bags, for any bags, for parking, for this, for that. And before you know it, you're paying more. But, again, the people fall for it. And look at all these other ones. Upcoming token sales. Look at this. There's a shitload of them. I mean, it's just ridiculous. How many, which one are you going to go pick? Which one is going to be the winner? That everybody's going to use the currency. It's just, it's never ending. It just doesn't make sense to me, to be honest. It's ridiculous. But anyway, so there's no fundamentals, so we have to, see where price action is going to go. And since there is no demand, I don't see any demand. I expect this to continue to go lower, and the IFO pattern will complete. And this is what the IFO pattern structure looks like. You see, and I always mention these in previous videos, but we get new people on, and I want them to know that when you start getting this M pattern at the top, okay, it's usually over. Get a collapse. And as you can see in Bitcoin, that's exactly what's happening now, right? You're getting the collapse. This is the M pattern, as I call it. All right. And now it's collapsing. So it's bouncing, and then it'll just kind of continue to go lower. Now, if it just bounces and starts going higher, it doesn't matter. When you're down 50% from the highs, that's a collapse. Okay. And we're not talking about 50% from $1 to $1.50. We're talking about a collapse from 19,000 down to 9,000. That's significant. So let's put on the drawings and put it on log, and it looks a lot better on log than it does without it. But anyway, as I said in the previous videos, that this area was going to break to the downside, and that's exactly what happened in a thrust move. If it comes back into this bigger structure, it's going to continue on down. It's going to zoom down. That's exactly what happened. Okay. Now, I don't have a crystal ball. I cannot tell you with 100% certainty that anything is going to happen. I can only tell you what's likely to happen. And the way I do that is with what I call bare knuckle charting. This is the way I've learned how to read charts. Fractals. These are structures that are formed repetitively over and over and over and over again, no matter what time frame, no matter what chart. It doesn't matter. The net result is the same. All you people that are running out there buying all these books, and I read this book and I read that book and I did this and I went subscribed to this guy and I subscribed to that guy and he taught me support and resistance and candlesticks and RSIs and MACDs and moving average and Fibonacci and Hakamakachika and candlesticks and whatever. That doesn't work. If it did, everybody would be rich. It doesn't work. That's garbage. You don't see anything on my chart other than lines and understanding structures, and I understand structures in 1, 2, 3. And if you're going to tell me that I'm using Elliott wave, I'm not using Elliott wave. It doesn't work. ABC with a 1, 2, 3 and a wave 5 and XYZ, and it doesn't work. Okay? So don't say it's Elliott wave, please. I use some of the concepts of Elliott wave, yes, because that is exactly what you see on the chart. If I were to move all the drawings, you're going to see that it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, right? That's fundamental. That's fundamental. Once you start to understand how they all fit together, then you can start making good forecasts and taking good risk-reward trades. I started warning people about BitCoin all the way back here, okay, near the top. Why? Because we had this rising wedge. It broke out of the structure. It's a stage 3 uptrend, okay, and then it started to fall apart. And then I said, hey, be careful. This is a structure below the structure. It's going to go lower. Boom, came lower. Then I said, we're going to get a bounce. We got a bounce, okay, and then we got the rising wedge, okay, and then we had a 1, 2, 3 pattern. What's a 1, 2, 3 pattern? Well, the wave moves in threes. 1, 2, 3. Completed a structure, which was a rising wedge, and if it's pointing to the upside, you know that more likely than not, it's going to DQ and do the complete opposite, and that's exactly what happened. And then we created this structure. Well, if it's going down, it's deking. Which way is it going to go? Well, it's going to go back up. That's exactly what happened. Okay. It's not difficult, but you do have to train your eyes and your mind how to spot and recognize these charts. Now, if you were with me on Messenger last night, you would have seen I identified this reverse head and shoulders, and I said, hey guys, look, this is a breakout, right? And it's going to go up, and then it'll come back down, and then possibly continue higher. And that's exactly what happened today. Alternatively, you can go and do something ridiculous like this, where after the fact we go and start, oh, let's put an A here, and a B here, and a C here, and a B, and an A, and then we'll put a 1, 2, 3, and a 5, and then a C, and then we'll have a moving average, we'll have a Fibonacci, and then we'll put another Fibonacci on top of the Fibonacci, and then we're going to have some, I don't know what this is, but an RSI or stochastic or something. We'll put a histogram. Let's put another histogram here, and let's color that histogram. Let's make it really bright green, and then we'll make it like darker green, and then we'll make it bright red, and then darker red, and then that's going to tell us something. Okay. This does not work. Okay? Does not work. This is created by people who do not understand how to read a chart. And they make it very complicated because they don't want to accept responsibility for not understanding what the hell is going on. They use it as a crutch. Okay? They lose money. And they say, well, I just didn't really have the setup correctly. And they spent their lives adjusting the indicators, and oh, I should have put the A here with the 2 and the XYZ of the B and the moving average, and that kind of fooled me. And all it does is create clutter in your mind. Okay, this is overbought. Okay, this is overbought. What happened? It continued to be overbought. So what? What information did this give you? Useless information. Oh, look, there's a divergence. Oh, it's going to pop. Really? Where did it pop? It went lower. You see? This is the kind of bullshit that people are going to try to pass on you to teach you, quote unquote, how to trade. They don't know how to trade. How are they going to teach you? But you're a newbie. Most of you guys are newbies. You don't understand what the hell's going on. So you think like, wow, this is magic. I'm going to become Buffett by doing this. No, you're not going to become Buffett by following people like this who don't understand what the hell's going on, but want to, present themselves as if they do. Yeah, well, if you see this over here, Bob, this is a 5 wave. No, that's not the way it works. So anyway, let's get back to BitCoin here. I think that this bounce, as historically has proven, will probably make it to as much as 13,000. Okay, or about 40% pop. So we might have another, where's it at now? 30, maybe another 10% pop. And then what you'll probably see at that point is either a consolidation of some sort or a complete reversal back down. Okay, now if you look at the whole entire structure, if it was not at the top and it was not in a knife pattern structure, that would be bullish. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Remember, everything moves in threes. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and where's the flag pointing? It's pointing downwards. So typically what happens once a structure is formed after a 3 wave, which creates 4 points, right? 3 waves, 4 points, see them? Okay, if it's pointing downwards, then the likelihood is it's going to break out. Except for the fact, again, that this is at the top. And at tops, in a knife pattern structure, where you have the M pattern, is what I call it, right? See the M pattern? When this occurs, it usually just falls apart. The game is over for a while. As you can see in this chart, okay? It gets oversold and then it bounces. This is what's called a dead cat bounce, and then falls apart. And again, if you go back and you look at all the cryptocurrencies that are coming out, there's a shitload of them. Believe you me, there is no scarcity in the amount of cryptocurrencies. And this is just 2018 coming up. There'll be more, and there are more already in existence. You look at the appetite. People searching up BitCoin. There's no appetite, worldwide. So why would I believe at this point that BitCoin is going to make that breakout? I don't think so. this is not going to happen. Okay, it could, and if it does, great. We'll identify it, and then we'll give the signal to, hey, go out and buy. This thing's going higher. I don't have a problem with this going to, as people say, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, whatever. The 7.4 billion people on the planet. All you need is a couple 100,000 morons to go out and just buy more than the other guy until they reach some peak, and then they'll say, okay, that's enough, and then there's no more buyers, and then what happens? The price collapses 50%. But again, if you understand how to read a chart properly, and you know how to do the analysis correctly, and none of this gimmicky bullshit that I'm going to teach you how to be a day trader and an investor by reading Graham's book or some technical analysis book, and you're going to be rich in a week or a day. Quit your day job. I'm all profits. That's not going to work. That's not the way it is. That's not reality. Those people are just scam artists. That's all they are. So we'll keep our 5,000 target because of the reasons I just gave you, and we'll expect this to go a little bit further up, maybe another 10% up. Okay, but I think right in here, the previous resistance area, it's going to have a problem personally, but it could go a little bit more, and ultimately it's going to resolve to the downside. Okay, and it will break the previous structure completely, because all of these people up here now, they're puking it up. They are screwed. They went out, they put Bitcoin on a credit card, or they sold their house or their car or whatever, or they borrowed money from their uncle, and all these people now, they are in major pain. More likely than not, they're going to puke it up, and they will puke it up the equal amount to the downside. Okay, and that's how we get that 5,000 number. So still bearish. Don't short now, but the time will come, and if you want to know when it comes, then come down to Patreon and join us. I'll be more than happy to tell you. It's $5 a month. We do this over Facebook Messenger in real time, and also like and subscribe IMMT and Pure MMT for the 100% Beyond the Memes, and don't forget to buy the National Debit. It's really, really amazing educational book. That's it. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.